my friends, it's time for a new lesson on sentence analysis. Blue. So see, we got a blue strip today. So our sentence is, the old scribe and his son read and study. I've written it out. The old scribe and his son read and study. I have my materials. Here's my verbs. Here's my questions. And here's my subjects. So I know we start with the verbs because that's the first thing we do when we're analyzing a sentence. So what is our verb, or what are our verbs if there's more than one? The old scribe and his son read and study. Read is a verb, and so is study. So I know we're going to have two verbs. So we'll put our verbs here, and let's cut these verbs out. Read and study. Read is our first verb. So I'm going to put it on top. Oops! I dropped it, my friends. Where'd it go? There it is. It's underneath my chair. That was no bueno. Okay, let's try this again. And study. Study is our second verb, so we'll put it on the second circle. And then I'm going to put and in between so that I know they read and study. Now let's look and see what our subject or subjects are. The old scribe and his son. The old scribe is one subject. His son is a second subject. So let's put our subject circles out. We have the old scribe is our first subject, so I'm going to put that up top. And his son. His son is the second subject, and I'll put and in the middle. Now let's look at our sentence so we can answer our who, what is it questions. The old scribe and his son read and study. If we take out and his son, it would say the old scribe reads and studies. So when we are asking read, who is it that reads? The old scribe reads. When we're asking for study, who is it that studies? The old scribe studies. What if we took out the old scribe and just used his son for our subject? His son reads and studies. Reads, who is it that reads? His son. Study, who is it that studies? His son. The old scribe and his son read and study. Who is it that reads? The old scribe and his son. Who is it that studies? The old scribe and his son. Let's get another sentence out and analyze that. We'll take these pieces off and we're going to put these back together so we can do that again. And let's turn our cards here. Many boys and girls add and subtract. I've already written out our sentence to save us some time. Many boys and girls add and subtract. Now, what do we look for first? The verb, that's right. Add, subtract. Those are both verbs. They're both things we can do. So let's cut out add and subtract. Add was our first verb, so I'm going to put it up top. Subtract was our second verb, so I'm going to put it on the bottom. And I'm going to put and in the middle so that we know they both add and subtract. Now, what are our subjects? Many boys and girls. So let's cut out many boys. This is our first subject, so we'll put it at the top. And let's cut out girls. This is our second subject. And we'll put the and in the middle. Now, our sentence was, many boys and girls add and subtract. What if we just use our first subject of many boys? There we go. Many boys add and subtract. So who is it that adds? Many boys. Many boys add and subtract. Who is it that subtracts? Many boys. Now let's take out the many boys subject and just say girls add and subtract. Who is it that adds? Girls. Who is it that subtracts? Girls. Add. Who is it that adds? Many boys and many girls. Who is it that subtracts? Many boys and girls. Move this all up just a tad so that you can see it, my friends. And there you go. There is your lesson on sentence analysis blue. If you would like to do this lesson, it is in Google Classroom under Grammar. Bye, my friends.